Hey guys, we got this 2006 Kawasaki Brute Force 750. This thing's got a little bit of a miss, isn't running quite right. The guy just bought it. He's not sure what's going on with it. I'm gonna look at the carburetors, see if they're dirty. I know there's a lot of oil on the engine, so we're gonna rip this thing apart, clean the carbs, and see what we find. All right, we got the sides off so we can see this thing, see exactly what's going on down here. One thing to note, right when I took it off, you can see this is way off, right? I grabbed it, super loose, super loose. So looking down here, lots of oil. Those things aren't even tight. So for one, that tuning is gonna be way off. Those aren't tight. Yeah, we're gonna rip all this out and see what, it's hard to see in here. Man, there's a lot of gunk everywhere. Oh boy. Yeah, but either way, we're gonna keep working on this, keep ripping this off. There's a lot of oil on this thing. This might be a little more than just a carb clean. I'm not sure. But if all this oil, supposedly all the oil was going up in here. So some of this oil might have been going down into the carburetors. So yeah, this might be a fun little job here. It does run, it does fire up. He said it was a bear to fire up. Wasn't nearly as bad as I thought, but all in all, not too bad. I'm gonna rip this off. We're gonna change the spark plugs too, which kind of a pain in the butt. They're right down in there. So we're gonna take all this off, clean all this up, get it all out of the way, and rip into those carburetors. Alright, so we gotta get the throttle cable off and the choke cables, and then get underneath here. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can get it right there. Take these guys off, both sides. It's extremely dirty, extremely dirty. And then this line was kind of hanging here, but it fits down in through here. Gets hooked up on here. But yeah, we gotta take this throttle cable off. I think it's just these two. You take this off and this whole bracket comes off. We'll unhook that, unhook the carbs. We got the fuel line coming in, which is not even hooked up either. Jeez, oh man, weird, but that wasn't even tight. So, jeez, and then unplug the electrical connectors on the bottom of the carbs. My goodness, but it is all oily, so much oil. All right, so we got the carb off, throttle cable hooks in here. I don't know if you can see it much in the video, but hooks in here. The chokes, they each have a bracket. There's the front one, rear one. There's a Phillips head underneath the carburetors that hold them on. Once you take the Phillips head out, you just kind of pry on them and they slide right off. This one came off really easy. Yeah, nothing was tight. So probably one reason this thing wasn't running all that great. But it needs a lot of cleaning too. So we're gonna rip the carburetors apart, see what they look like, and then clean them up big time. They're so dirty. Thing's not even tight. It's a 150. See if this thing's tight. a little tight. This one's 38. It looks pretty clean, but yeah, the main jet wasn't even tight in there. It's a 150. Somebody's been in here messing with these. I don't know why you'd be messing with the jets with a stock pipe on it, but we'll put these over here. Keep on the left side. See if we can't get this side off. Oh, that one's tight. It's hard to see. That's like a 140 something. $38. Those two are the same. Actually, way cleaner than I expected. Way cleaner. Now, this one is a 150. This one's really hard to see. It's a 140 something. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to read that. It's kind of boogered up. But and this one is a 38. 30. Yeah, 38. So those are should be good. I'll have to look and see what the OEM ones are, but I don't think we're having any issues with that. But well, look at these things. They're so dirty. We'll see if we can't clean these things up a little more. We'll make sure these are all cleared out and everything else is clean. But I'm surprised. There's not much in there. This one has got a little bit of deposits right there. You can see it. So we'll get these cleaned out, but surprisingly in decent shape. All right, so I pulled the slide out and checked the needle on this side. We're going to do it on the other side here. This one actually has the needle. You can adjust it. It's dead center in the middle. It's all crusty as well. We're going to see what this side looks like. The other side, somebody was definitely in it. The screws again were not very tight, and one was had somebody cut it and made it so you can get a flat head in there. So we'll see what this one looks like. Look at that thing. He's just full of gas. Adjustable as well. Same setting right in the middle. I got the carburetors cleaned up the best that I could. They are in pretty rough shape, but they should work. Now we're going to install the jets, the floats, the needles, springs, everything else we have. We're going to install those. Now one thing I did notice when I was cleaning up the outside was the rear carb was missing the air fuel screw completely. So we do need to get an air fuel screw and a spring for that. But once we have that installed, we can throw it back on the quad. All right, we got the carbs back on. Everything looks to be nice and tidied up. Choke is on. I'm gonna try to fire it up. Choke's off. Pull the choke, which is a good sign. Well, there you have it. Carbs are cleaned up, put back on the machine, and it's ready to go. Runs pretty good. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments section below. And as always, God bless.